Hey, how's it going? Hope y'all are doing well. We are doing a timeless love reading. It doesn't even got to be a love. We're just going to do a timeless reading. Let's see. If you want to book a personal reading, everything is in the description. I will never contact you in any way, shape, or form for a reading. Yep. Pretty sure there's something else I usually say. It is slipping my mind. I don't know. Oh yeah, just released a new single a couple weeks ago. That is also in the description if you want to see. Yeah, I just want to say that I appreciate you guys and that I love you guys and I hope you guys are doing well, man. We did just have the 222 portal that just came up. We just are now coming out of a new moon. So a lot of major energies, man, a lot of shifting energies. I feel like there's a major fork in the road. And this is kind of what I've been tapping into, as I'm doing these reading. A little crow flying up, a couple of crows over there. Yep. So I feel like there's just a fork in the road. I don't know if this is in whatever aspect of your life it is in, but it just feels like there's a major fork in the road, man. It's kind of the energy I've been picking up on. I feel like there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of tension. This could be between different relationships in your life as you're expanding. This is pressuring the people around you to grow. This is causing people to face their insecurities if you're not facing your own insecurities. This is something we talk about a lot, but this is something I feel like is coming up energetically right now. I did the short video reading, which you'll see before I do this reading, but I mean, the main message there, man, was the universe is coming in to really, it's like the universe is putting its foot down and I'm putting a stop to anything that is really trying to get in your way, right? We were talking a lot about distractions. I don't feel like that's something that's going to be a problem for you, especially the people I read for. It never has been a problem for you guys. I don't see it being an issue. But it's just to say that I feel like that is, if you've been feeling that tension, that pressure, just the chaos and everything around you shifting, it's because you are stepping into that new phase. We talked about this in the last reading. But let's just go ahead and get into the reading. The top came off of my cards, which I thought was a interesting message because to me when that happened, it feels like the lid's being blown off of whatever it is you're dealing with. This could be a relationship coming to a head. This could be a job. This could be a family matters. Whatever it is, man. Let's just take a deep breath, say a prayer, and hop into the reading. I pray to God, Spirit, my guides, my angels, and my ancestors to help myself, the collective, and anybody watching see the clearest messages for the highest good of all involved in our love and relationships for a timeless reading and whatever we need to see or hear. Just off the bat, man, before I even, get into the cards, I feel like somebody here is concerned about the direction you are taking. I don't know if this is a love interest. I don't know if this is a family member, if these are friends, if this is a boss. Somebody around you it just feels like they see you expanding. They see you stepping into this new space. They see you healing, moving on, focusing on yourself. Maybe not even reacting to whatever it is they're trying to get you to react to. Keep in mind with the energy we just tapped into and are currently tapped into, along with people being triggered, it's something where a lot of the times they're going to try to get you to act out in your old ways. Maybe there was a point in time where you were open to acting a certain way and giving into certain energies, and I don't feel like you're doing that anymore. We got like a huge stack. Okay, so we're gonna do what we did last reading. We're just gonna tap in, channel some stuff that comes through. Trying to get my hair to not tickle my eye. Bottom of the deck we have the Fool. Okay, I think as an overarching theme for this reading and this energy, it's pretty indicative of what we're all going through. We do have the Tower at the bottom of that as well. We got the Fool and the Tower. Like I said, dude, the universe is here to make sure things go the way they should. And I don't want to say that things can't change. Things aren't always in flux and there isn't free will. But I do feel like there are predetermined events to a degree, and I don't know. I'm not going to get too much into that. I feel like, destiny and fate, they're their own discussion. But I want to tap into these energies for you guys, man, because it is really intense. If you guys are going through the energies I've been picking up on, it's pretty intense, man. These shifts aren't something that should be taken lightly. And I feel like you should be really patient with yourself as you're entering this new phase of your life. Excuse me. Like I said, I feel like you have decided to go in a new direction. I don't know necessarily where that is. This is going to be different for all of you. This could be you, again, moving away from a relationship to go towards something new. This could be you moving into a new relationship and leaving behind old ways of being. This could be you just going off in your own direction and not focusing on that kind of stuff. We're going to get into the cards and see what they say, man, but just the main energy I'm picking up on is somebody here who is just ready to go. It just feels like this energy of like, I just want to go. It's almost like no planning, right? With the Fool, this isn't somebody who doesn't look like they make a lot of plans. But if you know anything about the tarot, I mean, the Fool is the very first card in the deck, right? And so in order to get back to that, you have to go through the entire deck to get back to the Fool. Whether or not you're doing the major arcana, if it's just major arcana, or if you're going through all of the minor as well, that's getting back to your roots. I feel like you're getting back to your roots of who you are, your values, your morals, and you're not budging. You know what I mean? It's a matter of knowing yourself well enough to not budge on who you are and to not change yourself for other people, because like I said, man, people are going to try to get you out of character. They're going to try to get you to act a certain way. Maybe this could be them as a way of people trying to sabotage you, or you know, I don't even like to tap into that kind of energy, man, because you know that kind of stuff is just natural when you start to step into this space. Let's just pull these cards, man. We're gonna go through, I don't know if I should go through every single one because it's just so many cards. So I guess we'll just, I mean, I'm kind of looking through them now. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and tap into, like, we'll just go through these one by one, I guess, and kind of clarify from there. So, sorry, my hair is just all over the place today. It's bugging me. So we have the Tower. We kind of already talked about the Tower, but I mean, the main energy here, dude, is if this is in terms of a relationship, the universe is stepping in. Okay, I feel like there has been a period of time where somebody may have been manipulative. They may have been trying to keep you stuck. That was the main message that was coming through in the short video. This could be somebody around your person that you're dealing with, but I just feel like as a major theme, the universe is stepping in and saying no more. I'm not going to sit here and let the collective be treated like this, that, and the third. Even if you are standing up for yourself, the universe will back you, right? When you do certain things, you walk a certain path, we do this spiritual journey together, you are protected in a different type of way. And that's not to say that other people aren't protected as well, but it's like, it's when you choose to walk this path, you feel like you have a different type of protection because you're not just doing it for you. You're doing it for the people that do this. You're doing it for yourself. I mean, we did just say you're not just doing it for you, but you are doing it for you. You're doing it for the collective. You're doing it for the divine working through you to bring change in whatever way change needs to be brought. And I feel like that's just the main theme right now. A lot of us are being pushed into our purpose, not even pushed, stepping into our purpose. And by doing so, man, it's going to cause things around you to fall. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, Tower can be looked at as a bad thing. I don't necessarily feel like it is a bad thing. It's one of those things where Tower just brings change. It's the universe stepping in to bring change. And so if you've been in a space where you've been resisting change, or you've been just putting off certain things, or maybe procrastinating, walking away from a relationship, or just not really facing the changes the universe is trying to bring in, the universe is going to make sure that happens, right? The card under that is the Sun. And so whatever it is that is changing and falling away, it is to bring in this truth and clarity. Again, this is the thing that was coming out in the short video. The universe is bringing clarity to you. If you ask the universe for something, usually you're going to get that thing within reason, right? And so something that I've been practicing is, if I need clarity on a situation, I ask the universe, please give me clarity on this, that, and the third. And within the day or the next few days, I will get the clarity I need in order to make the decisions I need to make in order for me to really truly embody this full energy, right? And I don't feel like this full energy is you being impulsive. I feel like this is you actually making preparations based on the clarity that is coming in. I feel like whatever is coming in is going to allow you to move forward. And it may be hard pills to swallow, there may be tough truths, whatever it is that is coming up for you right now. It's to really let you see just how much the universe is willing to support you in this journey. And that was also the message we got last reading too, right? Because we have the Eight of Cups, man. And so I don't know, man, if this is you dealing with somebody else, this is somebody else choosing to walk away from a relationship that may have caused issues in their life. This can go with you or your person. You know, if this is like a third party thing you were dealing with, I feel like this person is seeing the truth. Maybe this person did not treat you so well, and I feel like this person is now essentially I don't know, it's like the universe is coming in to bring justice through the tower, okay? And it's interesting because justice has been the theme for the past 2 readings, and I don't even think we got the justice card, right? But I don't necessarily feel like we have to get a card for us to pick up on an energy. And I don't know, man, it just seems like somebody is just kind of just really, what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody here is like atoning for their actions, or how they treated you, or how you treated them. This can go any way, man. But again, I just feel like there is this sense of walking away from something. I don't know if this is you leaving a person behind after the truth has come to a situation, or somebody you're dealing with leaving somebody behind after the truth has come out. That's to be determined, right? Because this is almost like identical cards. Pretty much got all of these cards in these short readings, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk about these because this is basically all the cards we got in that short reading. Except the tower, I think the towers, yeah, this is basically everything we got. And then we have another stack that we'll talk about, okay? So this is everything that came out in the message. We already kind of almost talked about all these cards, not all of them, but most of them. So we have the tower, we have the sun, we have 7 of cups, 10 of wands, 8 of swords, 8 of cups, back to the tower. If you've been resisting change, man, the universe is going to bring that in, okay? And it's not something where I feel like it's not something where I feel like you're avoiding it. I just feel like the opportunity wasn't presented yet. And I feel like the universe is presenting you an opportunity, whether that's to grow in a new direction, whether that is to release yourself from something that's holding you back from moving forward in a relationship. That's to be determined. We do have the 2 of cups coming up next, and we have some other cards here that we'll talk about. But honestly, man, as a reader, I don't really like to tap into energies that are from people that you are dealing with, but sometimes that is what comes through. I do like to try to focus these readings on you and your healing and what it is you need to hear. But if that's what you need to hear and that's what's coming through, I'm just going to relay the messages, man. I feel like somebody here is freeing themselves from or walking away from something that has been very burdensome. The main message that was coming out, I feel like there has been manipulation here. This could be somebody just confused about what this relationship is to them. So if this is you being confused about what somebody means to you, this is you coming to the realization about how much this person does mean to you. This may be realizing that a lot of the burdens that have been happening in this relationship have been because of other people that were around you guys, manipulating the situation, influencing the situation in different ways. But it's one of those things where it's like a stomach dropping energy. You know, when I'm tapping into this energy, it's somebody that's really having a major realization about the nature of a situation. Whether that's you or somebody else that you're dealing with, somebody here is just like, okay, it's like somebody is seeing the seriousness of something. And I don't know if that's the seriousness of how much you really love somebody, if that's the seriousness of how much you really don't love somebody, if that's somebody realizing, you know, maybe my actions in the past have not been conducive to actually building a relationship, but more than anything, it's been a lot of past trauma that has been coming up. And I feel like that's also what's being illuminated right now, dude. If you're dealing with somebody who is triggering you, it's to get you to look at your past, and it's to get you to look at what's coming up and what needs to be released in order for you to move forward in love and relationships, but also believing that you are worthy of that love, right? It's one of those things where you may be sitting here questioning, is this relationship too good to be true? Is this something that is actually for me? Do I deserve a love like this? And I feel like the universe is here to tell you, like, yeah, man, like whatever terrible cycles, burdensome cycles that you were going through, that's just being closed out. And that's because you stayed true to yourself, and you walked away from and cut people off that were really just trying to keep you confused and stuck, keeping you as an option or whatever that is that's coming through. But again, I feel like there's just somebody else coming through in this reading today that is just feeling this energy here. I don't know if this is somebody I'm reading for or this is somebody that you're connected to, but I feel like there's some major realizations being had right now, and I don't necessarily feel like either you or this person have brought this in. I feel like the universe is saying, okay, look, this has gone on long enough. It is time for you guys to look at things clearly, look at each other clearly. Both of you take accountability for how you have moved in this relationship and how that has contributed to the current dynamics that you are currently facing with this person. Okay, because we have some more cards. We do have a big stack we're going to be tapping into. So we have the Two of Cups, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Empress, the Hanged Man, Queen of Cups, Three of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Knight of Wands, back to the Two of Cups. I mean, it's pretty clear to me that there is some type of relationship here. There is some type of healing in a relationship. This may have been somebody that has been very flighty. Maybe they have been in and out of your life. They have just been feeling stuck. I don't know if this is you. I feel like somebody, I don't know, man. This is very similar energy that we were tapping into at the last reading. I feel like somebody is kind of regretting how they have handled the situation. I don't necessarily know if it's how they treated you, how you treated somebody. It can go any which way. It's a very heavy energy. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like there's a sense of panic and anxiety that's coming with this kind of energy. I don't feel like this is something where somebody is like, oh, you know, this is such a beautiful, loving relationship. No, I feel like this is something where somebody is like, okay, well, you know, maybe things have not gone so well in the past, and now really being honest and looking at that and willing to take the steps necessary to repair things. And that's also kind of what I'm seeing, right? If there has been any kind of conflict, man, there's been a lot of stubbornness. There's maybe just been a lack of general communication. Whatever it is you've been experiencing, I feel like that's coming to a head. It's being illuminated. And I feel like the reason we're seeing all this right now is to really force us to see ourselves and other people, and to be able to find compassion for the things that people do. I'm not going to make excuses for people, and abuse is really not an excusable thing, all types of abuse. But if this is something where it's not such a dire situation and it's just something that has happened, maybe somebody that just chose to kind of walk away from you and to kind of go off and focus on themselves. Maybe they have been in a relationship, and that's kind of what I'm seeing too, man. This is somebody where it looks like there has been somebody that has been investing elsewhere, okay? And I don't know if this is you or another person, but it just feels like, again, with the Three of, like, we'll talk about these here in a minute, but I feel like somebody here is just feeling stuck, man. Somebody here is in a space of healing about this relationship, and it's almost feeling like a missed opportunity. And I don't know if this is you or them. This just feels like somebody coming through in the reading, man. I mean, of course, this is obviously always somebody coming through in the reading, but somebody that you're connected to, it feels like they're not feeling so great about how they've handled things, man. I don't know what else to say. It's like I don't want to continue to focus on this energy of this person feeling disappointed and not being happy with how things turned out in the relationship. But I think as a final message with these cards, it's to recognize that everybody plays a part, and it's important for both of you to take accountability. Should you decide to nurture this relationship and work on things, it is going to take for sure work. But again, it is going to take accountability, compassion, and actual action steps as to how to repair the relationship, okay? If you haven't taken steps to try to repair a relationship, this is the time to do so. If somebody hasn't done that with you, this is the time for them to step up as well. But it's going to take two people, right? It's this kind of thing where I feel like there needs to be an equal give and take here. There needs to be equal desire to fix a relationship, because if one person wants to work on something and the other person doesn't, there's no resolution there, because it's only one person putting in the effort to fix a relationship. And I think it's just to say that, like, everybody has the capacity to hurt somebody, okay? Whether or not somebody ghosted you, whether or not you ghosted them, whatever it was, man, everybody has their reasons. I'm not making excuses for those reasons, but this is just letting you know that it's like, if somebody has been doing that to you, very flighty energy, even though there is a strong connection here, it's just because this person's going through some shit, man. They're heartbroken, you know, they're dealing with, you know, being in a relationship they're not happy with, being around somebody they're not happy with, people around them that are keeping them feeling like their worst selves and not building them up and trying to make them into a better person, right? Again, it just feels like somebody here is just feeling like they missed out. Honestly, I feel like somebody's gaining clarity. This could be like the Empress. This could be you, Divine Feminine. I'm reading for the Queen of Cups. I feel like somebody here is really embracing the depth of the emotions that they have for you or this relationship, and they're now feeling stuck because they're still stuck in another situation. And you know, I'm gonna kind of get off of that energy. I want to get into another deck because it's like it's a very similar message that I've been getting for the past few readings. And while I do love tapping into those, well, not necessarily love tapping into it's a very heavy energy, and I would like to not focus too much on it. Let's get some advice for you. What can you do to manage these energies? We do have the Fool at the bottom of this deck as well, so I don't know, man. I feel like it's just this energy where I feel like you're just kind of fed up, man. It looks like you're just kind of fed up and moving in a new direction. And whether that's fed up with the way things have been going in the relationship, so you're choosing to do things differently, or there's somebody you're dealing with that you don't want to continue to deal with, and you are moving in a new direction, leaving this person feeling like they're at a loss because they don't know what to do. They may not have the tools necessary. Okay, let's go ahead and get some messages here. The Hieronymus Bosch Tarot. This is a very heavy reading. You know, I'm sorry if these energies have been so heavy. This is the second time I feel like they have been heavy like this, and it's just one of those things, man, where it's just part of the process, man. We can get into polarities, we can get into all that kind of stuff. Just the nature of balance, like energetic balance, right? And so I feel like because things are so crazy, things are going to balance out, and things are going to start to look a lot better than they have, you know. But it just takes the initial breaking down for those new foundations to be built upon, right? So let's see, what do we got here? Bottom of the deck, we have the Prince of Swords, which is basically Page of Swords. Victory against overwhelming odds, braveness, and experience. Again, I don't know, man. I feel like you might have the opportunity to work through something with somebody, but more than anything, I feel like this is just the energy of somebody just not knowing what they're doing. I don't know if this is somebody you're dealing with, but it looks like somebody here is very defensive. Somebody here who's not willing to look at how maybe their words are affecting another person or how their actions are affecting another person. I feel like there's just a need for compassion for yourself and for this person. I don't necessarily know what this is going to look like because it's going to be different for everybody else. We have the Ace of Skates, instability, danger, and uselessness. This is technically like, it's not Ace of Swords because we do have swords in this deck. So with the Ace of Skates, I feel like this is something where it's like, the message I'm getting here is like it takes two to tango, right? And I feel like both people need to take accountability for whatever is happening in this relationship. This is something where it can't just be one person, you know, and that's the main message coming through. I don't know why my headphones keep doing that today, or like every reading. It can't just be one person, right? It has to be both of you. It says ignorance, conflict, adversity, and stupidity. I feel like this is people around. I don't know if this is people surrounding you or your person. I feel like there are just a lot of different energies involved in a situation where there don't need to be. And I feel like it's almost this energy where somebody is trying to put on a show to impress these people, to keep these other people happy, without realizing that by doing so, they're causing a lot of the conflict in the relationship as a whole, okay? Says Knight of Berries, dissatisfaction, a talented person, right? What is this card about, if I recall? I know berries are basically cups, so this could be Knight of Cups. I don't necessarily remember what this is for. This, again, I just feel like, dude, there's somebody... Let's just pull all the cards and we'll talk about them. Queen of Birds, dull outlook, austerity, piety, and knowledge. Back to the Ace of Skates. Again, I feel like somebody is having a major realization about how their words and actions have affected this relationship. Okay, if this is you or another person you're dealing with, it just feels like that energy that is coming through again in the reading. I feels like it could be somebody connected to you. It could be you. I know I keep saying that, but it's one of those things that because this reading is general, I can only make so many assumptions about who it is. I don't think it's so important about focusing on who it is, but the message and the lessons that are coming with this. And I think the major lesson here, it's like, it's one of those things where I don't feel like somebody has a great outlook on the situation, and I feel like that has a lot to do with gossiping and people that are around just talking in their ear, trying to get them to do this, trying to get them to do that, being influenced by other friends and other family members. And it's just it's a very sad energy that I'm tapping into. And it's one of those things where it feels like a helplessness. I feel like somebody has caused a lot of damage, and there is a sense of not knowing how to move forward, not knowing how to move out of that, knowing that the damage has been done, still wanting to move forward, but knowing that in order for things to change, there's going to have to be some sort of communication or conversation about whatever this energy has been going on. I want to get some advice for you, because this energy keeps coming out, and whether this is you or somebody you're dealing with coming forward, I mean, again, dude, if somebody is coming for you like that and they're just, using their words to hurt you, or they're posting things online to try to hurt your feelings, just recognize that it is just a reflection of how they feel about themselves, especially if it has absolutely nothing to do with you. And if you really don't feel like you're doing anything in the wrong, if you it's not something where you're going out of your way to hurt anybody, understand that that's a reflection of how somebody feels about themselves and where they're at in their journey. This could be somebody who is just now going through a spiritual awakening, or they're going through a dark night of the soul. They don't know how to handle that, because think about when you first started this journey, right? When you had your first dark night of the soul, you didn't know what to do, and I don't feel like there was a lot of guidance and support like there is now. Especially when a lot of us started this journey, it wasn't the popular thing to be doing, and so there was a lot less of us communicating about this kind of stuff. But now we have a lot of support systems and a lot of different readers talking about this stuff. But just think about when you were in that space, what that felt like, how you acted out, all those different kinds of things. We're going to close it out here. We got about 4 minutes left. We got this last reading, Knight of Berries. We got this last reading, Knight of Birds, King of Birds. We got this one last reading as well, River to Hell. And this one too, King of Skates. This is the same exact closing cards that we got, the exact cards that we got for the last reading. And I don't know if I should just end it there, because it's basically the same message. It's basically the same message where somebody here, people around this person going through trials and tribulations and the karma and the stuff, but this is supposed to be advice for you, man. So let's turn this in a different way. Let's look at this in a different way, okay? This is just to say that it's like, as a form of advice, I feel like this is you just recognizing that even though your intentions can be pure, and you may have the purest of intentions, this card does represent purity to me, you can't stop another person from going through what they have to go through. You have to let people have their process, man. That was also one of the channel messages that I was going to come in with. I forgot to mention. You have to let people have their process. You can't stop another person's healing. You can try to get in the way, but man, you're going to incur your own karma. They're going to have to repeat the lesson. So if somebody's going through something and they're lashing out at you, and they're kicking and screaming and flailing, just understand that it's like a fish out of water, right? If this person doesn't know what to do and that's their only response, that's because that's all they know. And don't make it about you. It isn't about you. Like, it is 100% about somebody going through the process. Take accountability for what you can do better, and focus on yourself and heal yourself and build yourself up. You know what I mean? Like, don't place all the blame on another person and say, oh, this is their fault, this is happening, and this is God's fault, or the universe put me here. Take accountability for your space, focus on healing yourself, and really step into that inner power, like that balance of the divine and feminine, the divine masculine and feminine energies within yourself. Take advantage of this opportunity to really find that balance and not project onto other people, and also don't let other people project onto you, okay? Let's just get one more card, because I feel like this is where we left off last reading. I want to see if we can get at least just another final message here before we end. Yeah, we got a couple here. We're almost out of time. We got about 3 minutes. Bottom of the deck, Baron of Swords. This is very similar energy. Defeat, cowardliness, injury. This is somebody not willing to look and how they have caused issues in a situation, not willing to see their part in things, whether this is you or them. But I feel like the people I read for, man, we do the inner work, we self-reflect often, we are smart enough and spiritually aware enough to know when we are causing issues and how to take accountability for that and mitigate and change those things, right? Final messages here. We have the Page of Books, says reading, learning, exploration, and a new job. And then it says Page of Swords, eagerness, enthusiasm, future potential. So as a final message of advice, man, I feel like this is the universe just letting you know that people around you are going through it. You may be going through it, but it is part of the healing process, man. It is part of the spiritual journey that people go through these things. When you bring light to a situation or you shed light on somebody's shadows, a lot of the times they're going to react, man. It brings out people's inner demons, man. You know what I'm saying? People like us that do stuff like this, choose to do stuff like this. It doesn't really make us special. It's because we all have the capabilities and capacities to tap into this type of stuff, and we are all doing this together, choosing to do this together, and by doing so, it is causing people to just freak out. I don't know how else to say it. It just feels like people around you are freaking out. I don't know, you know, I feel it's one of those things where it's like you're understanding, compassionate, and forgiving, so I don't see that as you going and tearing anybody down for that. But if people are trying to tear you down, man, let them do what they do. Focus on you. Build your life. If you are entering a new job, focus on that. If you have a career you're building, a business you're building, focus on that. The thing about this card is this is the person, they are so focused on what they're doing, they're not paying attention to the people around them. So this could also be a message of just, it's one thing to detach from a situation and not pay any mind to people that are trying to lash out at you, but it's to understand that if somebody's lashing out at you, it may not be because they actually hate you or anything like that, but it's often because somebody, they feel like they may need you for something. They feel like they need your help. Think about like a kid. When a kid lashes out, it's because a kid needs attention, right? And so this just may be somebody here who feels like they need your attention. They feel like they're not getting the attention they want from you, and that can go any which way, man. That could be something where they may not feel like they're getting the attention from you in a negative sense where they're trying to get a reaction out of you, and this is causing this person to spiral and act out and keep going out and doing things. But on the other hand, this could also be somebody here who maybe just be trying to get your attention because there's new opportunities and new love offers coming in, and it's a need to detach from the old ways in order for you to embark into the new situations that may be presenting themselves for you, right? And so that's kind of where I think I'm going to leave the reading. Again, I'm sorry if these energies have been so intense. They're intense for me too. I'm doing my best to work through them and speak about them to you guys. But it's one of those things, man, where we just got to go through it. You know, we just got to process things. And if people need to have their own space to process, you got to let them have their space to process and understand it is all part of the spiritual journey we are on together. With that said, man, I love you. If you want to book a personal, everything is in the description. I will never contact you for a reading in any way, shape, or form. My new single is also in the description called The Magician. But other than that, man, I love you. I will see you in the next reading. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, enjoy these energies. Goodbye.